and welcome to the Blender Blood Splatter tutorial. We are Mapple Studios and we proudly present this tutorial to show you guys how to make blood effects in Blender. So now let's begin. We are first going to see this little scene that we already have to show you what is going to happen with this little story that we already have. We have here this old man, and we're going to see how he is going to get shot in the head, like in this part, and there is going to fall. The scene particularly doesn't look any more well finished, and it's because it isn't finished at all because it lacks the blood effect that we're going to put in this part right here. So let's begin. So the first thing we're going to do is to select the part that, well, our character is going to get shot. That it will be in this particular moment the 134 frame. So here is when he is going to get shot like that, and like I told you, it will be the frame 134. So the first thing we're going to do is to add a plane in object mode. Like, we go to mesh and then we add a plane. After we add the plane, we're going to line to view. So to see it better, I'm going to move it a little bit forward to us. Like, yep, here we go. Now, what we're going to do is to pass from object mode to edit mode. And in this part, we're going to press W and then subdivide the plane. So we're going to have in this square, we're going to select with shift and right click the edges of this square like this, and then we're going to scale it with the S key to form like a little bit strange, well, like kinda like a diamond shape. And this is where it's going to be the font of our own well, the blood font. So we're going to have to go again to object mode, and let's say we want to well, the blood spill out of the head of our character. We're going to scale it to size that it will be like the right amount of its head. So we're going to move it like wait a minute, yep, we're going to change the view a little bit, and we're going to select, well, move this diamond to the head of our character. Like, we press J and we put it in his head. That is going to be the, well, the first part that the blood is going to spill out. So we're going to check if it's in the right position of its head. Now, it's a little bit, well, it's not really in front of his head, so we're going to have to move it with J, Y. So the blood is going to be out like right of his face. And now we again, well, see the view in front of him. Let's change this a little bit so we could see our character more. Yeah, this is right enough. So we're going to change from object mode to edit mode again, and we are going to select all the edges. So we could select the whole diamond again, like this. It has to look like this again. We're going to press also W, and we are going to change it to subdivide mode. We have to make the number of cuts a little bit more, so the blood it will be more realistic. Now we change again in object mode, so the size is right. I'm sorry, like this, it's okay. But we can check that in edit mode, the subdivide part it's well the same. Now let's get to the fun part. We're going to go to the material, so we are going to add a new one like this. We just gotta wait a second, and I will okay. Now that we add this material, and after we added the material, we're going to go to the texture, so we have to add a new one like this, and we are going to change the texture, in here to clouds. Now what we're going to do is to add a displace modifier here and here in the deform column, and we're going to change the texture to the texture that we already have made. Now it doesn't look like a lot, but if we see a little bit closer, well, right now it's not going to look a lot of well, what we want. So let's change right here to see it more clearly. Like, okay, like this, and like this. Yep. Now you may have noted that it already changed. That's because I changed it from edit mode to object mode, so we can see what is happening. Now we're going to go to the tools, and we're going to select the shading smooth, and it will be like this. Now to make it look more real, we are going to add another modifier. Like in generate, we're going to select subdivision surface, and well, let's have a different angle here, like this. It is going to deform like that. Give me a little second. Now, and more importantly, we're going to well, get this modifier to a more important part, so the deformation could look more clearly like this. Now, well, like what I did just now is that I moved the view so it will deform a little bit more like this. Now we are going to go back to our first, yep, like this. Well, that maybe is too much, so 2 it's just fine. And now that we have our font, well, already, we're going to use particles, so we're going to add a new particle system, like this. And we're going to change the number to 1000 to 3000, so we got more droplets. So if we just left it like that, we're going to see something like this. All those particles that it's going to be more and more, and they're just going to start well, falling in all the picture, in all the movie. But we do not want that. So what we are going to do is to go back to the 130. You remember it, guys? Yeah, 34. And we're going to change the start part from 1 to 134, as you may have guessed it, like this. And the end part is going to be like maybe there. That's enough blood for me. It's the 145 frame, like this. And we're going to have something like this. Alright, good enough for me. Let's go back to his original pose. No. Yep, like that. Now, this looks kind of okay, but if we play it, we're going to look like, like this. We're going to look that the particles are just coming out like with no force at all. So to add more force, let's go to from dimension to velocity and add it a little bit more, like 3 for example. Maybe that's too much, but let's see. Yep, sounds right for me. Let's go back. That's right. Now, also, to make it look a little bit more realistic, let's turn up the random from 0 to 3 again. And it's going to look like this. Yep, that's right. Poor character, he's dying a lot. So, now, and this is a very important part, we are going to make the font invisible. So we can change the name to, well, invisible. Invisible, alright. And also we're going to add another material that is going to be the, well, blood. So change the name. Sorry, now it's done. So let's make the invisible material invisible. We did this really simple in the surface part from diffused BSD to transparent BSD, and now it's invisible. Like, well, also we want to make our alpha to 0, like this, and now we can see, well, it's actually invisible. Now, for the color part of the blood, we actually just have to put it in red, like this, and it's going to look like this. So in order to see it in the blood in the particles, well, we have to change from the random from invisible to blood, and so I also, well, I also change the, well, in the particle system I change from halo to line, and change the tail to 0.1, so it will look more like blood. So to see our final, well, product, we are going to see something like this. Yep, there we go, there we go, there we go. And bam, the blood. And our tractor is dead. Well, this will be all for our blood splatter tutorial here in Blender. I hope you have enjoyed it, and please, any questions you have, please put us to here to Mapple Studios and we'll work on it. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.